welcome to my How to Make a Manga series using Ibispaint for those who want to make their own manga, which I've made lots of mangas. For those who want to make your own manga and you don't know where to start, and there's lots of ways to start making a manga, but I'm going to show you how to make a manga like this one, which is my Whisper of Cinnamon's manga, which I have on my Patreon and website, or you can make a manga like this one, which is Love Love Fighting. It's a complete 3-volume series. Or you can make even this one. This manga was published, I did a 1-year contract with Antarctic Press. That contract has now expired, but I can also like have that same quality, and I found a publisher, a print-on-demand publisher that I also use when I'm selling my comics and comic conventions. But anyways, I'm going to show you how you can make your own manga using Ibispaint. It's going to be a whole series. We're going to do like a step-by-step process, and this is for publishing, you know. And I have these books here to show you, like, you can literally like make the same like size manga. I'll show you the canvas size. The first video will be like canvas sizes and whatnot, what I use. And if you're wondering what size should I use whichever one you like. I'm not going to tell you use this one or that one, because as you can see, with lots of different manga publishers, they have lots of different sizes they like to use as well. So I'll go over the different printers that I have that I like to use, and there's other ones that you can use. You don't have to like use this one, but that's what this whole series is going to be. How I make a manga using Ibispaint. And we're going to do the smartphone one because I went over, I think I've done a video on how to do it on the computer, but for those who don't have computers, I'm going to show you my process using a smartphone. And we're going to be using my manga Whisper of Cinnamon. So yeah, we will be going over, like I said before, we will be going over each process step by step. I'm going to add action steps across each video. In today's video, we will be going over my manga manuscript, the page size or the canvas size, how I know like what size to pick, and I'm going to base this off of what printer I'm going to use. For those who do not want to print your comic, use whatever size you like. I will go over some of the pre-made sizes that they have, but I'm going to strictly be showing how to do it for printer ones. Now, the difference between the canvas size or manuscript size for those who just want to strictly print online versus those who want to publish online versus those who want to publish a physical copy. The online version, I still draw in a big size, but then I upload it in a smaller size so that other people can't like print off a high quality image of my comic page. And also so the file size is a lot smaller, so it doesn't take forever to load online. So I still draw in a big canvas size, I just upload a smaller file size. Whereas for publishing, I draw in a large canvas size, and then I upload the PDF in a large canvas image file size so that we can get those nice details, those nice crisp lines, so they're not all, so we don't have any blurriness. So that's why I do like high, I still, you know, print in a high image quality. So yeah, okay, I'm rambling. Let's get started. All right, here's Ibispaint. We're going to first make our canvas, and I'm going to click this little plus sign. You see the plus sign? I'm going to click it. And now you might be wondering, well, which canvas size do I use? There is pre-made ones. You see right here for printing, you can use any of these ones. If you're wondering, what did I use for my printing? I use the canvas size that my printer prints on. So let me show you some of the different canvas size options that you can choose from if you want to use the same printers that I use, which would be Kablam, Amazon KDP, and Ingram Spark. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can see the other videos where I go into more explanation on why I choose these like specific printers, the pros and the cons and whatnot. We're not going to cover that today because we're trying to keep it nice and simple, because our action step today for this video is going to be, you're going to make your canvas size. But first, let's go over some of the canvas size options that the printers that I use have, and you can, you know, either use what is here or you can base your choice off of what the printers have. Okay, so with Ingram Spark, here are the sizes they do. They go all the way up to 8.5 by 11 for paperback, all the way down to 4 by 6. So 8.5 inches by 11 inches, or 4 inches by 6 inches. They go between those sizes. So anything between these sizes It's right here. You can find that information on ingramspark.com. They also have this one for like the different paper and then like hardback, but we're not going to go over that. So if you're like, well, what size should I do? You can do, if you're using Ingram Spark, you can do any sizes between these numbers right here for Ingram Spark. If you're using Amazon KDP, they also, on Amazon KDP's website, they also have a list of all the different sizes that you can use as well, and the minimum amount of pages and whatnot. This one was a 15-page book, so I used Kablam, but I believe Amazon KDP has a minimum page requirement of 24. So, any hoodles, here's all the sizes for theirs thing. So you can just pick any one from here if you want to pick from that. There you go. And you might be wondering, what if I want to do Ingram Spark and Amazon? Just find a size that both have, and there you go. Lastly, Kablam. I really like Kablam. They're a print-on-demand company. And if you're wondering, well, do you have to pay for stuff? And you're wondering about the prices and printing and all that, again, make sure you are subscribed, because we will cover that in the later video of this series. Right now, we are just going over what canvas size should I use, or what canvas size can I use for my manga manuscript. So we're just going over that. So make sure you're subscribed before you leave your comments about, what about this? You can feel free to leave your comments and questions, and I can cover that in other videos. But for now, again, we are just going over the manga size. We're trying to pick manga size. So with Kablam, they also have a template showing how to use their template and showing the canvas size that you can pick from as well. See? As all that, it shows you the bleed. And you might be wondering, what's all this stuff? And we will cover that in another video. Make sure you are subscribed. But yeah, so Kablam.com, they also have templates as well. And it has like the size right here, 5.5 by 7.5 for the standard page size template, 7 by 10.5, so on and so forth. Once you figure out what you want to do, what size you want to do, we're going to go back to Ibis. We can tap manga manuscript, or you can just tap it right here. For this tutorial sake, since we will be going over how do we know what the printer is going to cut and what the printer isn't going to cut, you know, since we're going to be going over that later, we're going to go ahead and just click this one right there, manga manuscript. And then here we can do custom. Click that button. Here we go. And we can add in our custom information. Let me click inches. We can add, you see, we can add in our information, our width and our height based off of whichever template we choose to use. So I want you, this is your action step. Pick your canvas size, and I want you to go ahead and add your width and your height for your canvas size based off of whatever template you choose to use, whether it's Ingram Spark, Kablam, or Amazon KDP, okay? That's your action step. My manga, this manga that I printed right here, to make it a little bit easier for you guys so that you guys aren't too confused by the whole process and you're like, what? So here's the settings that I have for this. Right here, I put my manga manuscript at 7. I put the width at 7. I put the height at 10.50. The final size, this final size is going to be 6.75 with 10.25. I like to have my manga, you see how it cuts all the way? Sorry, that was the wrong example. You see how this cuts all the way? Right here. I like those full bleed style ones. Some are full bleed, some are not, but that's what I like. So that's why I have those. That's why I have those settings. You might be like, well, what's a full bleed? What does that mean? So here's my other manga, School Memories, and this one, there's a border around the whole entire thing. You see where the panels don't connect at the end of the page? You see where this line stops? It doesn't go all the way to the end. Like how, I'll show you an example of what I wanted. You see, I wanted all of it. I don't want a white border. You see, with Ingram Spark, since I was still learning how to print and and published now, still learning about trim and bleeds. You see, it cuts off right there. So that's why I have these specific settings. You see those tiny little lines right there? I'll just go ahead and click OK. You see, this box is my safe area. Anything outside that box will get trimmed. So I make sure my art, certain parts of my art, stretches out past that. So I don't have to deal with these little white gaps. I can have full bleed, goes all the way to the edge. So now we have our canvas set up. Was that confusing? I'm sure it was. It's okay if it was because it's a lot to process. So that's why we're doing one step at a time. Now you go ahead and pick your canvas size, okay? You can either use what I have or you can just, from the websites that I showed you, you can do whatever you want. You could go ahead and pick your canvas size and then come back for the next video. Make sure you're subscribed so you see the next video so you don't miss it, okay? I love you guys. You're doing a great job. Hang in there. I also have ebooks and PDF ebooks on my YouTube store and on my Gumroad that shares I'll end up sharing the process of how to make a manga on Ibispaint. I need to make that ebook so that you guys can just if you guys are like, whoa, so you guys can just follow that all in one. But okay, I'm done rambling. Okay, so pick your canvas size. You got this. It's okay. Love you. Bye. I totally forgot to mention, if you want to read this manga, I currently have it available on my Patreon right here. I also have how to make a webtoon on Patreon as well, like the PDF downloads that you can download. If you don't want to be a Patreon supporter, you can download the PDF, or you can become a Patreon supporter to help me continue to make my comics, and just, if you want to just throw a monthly tip or, whatever. I do have my Patreon. It's S-Morishita. Oh, oh. Right there, S-Morishita. So yeah, just want to throw that out there for people who are like, where is this one at? And if you're wondering, hey, when are you going to put it on WEBTOON? After I finish the whole story, then I'll put it on WEBTOON. For now, I'm doing chapter releases on Patreon. I don't have a set deadline when this is released, but I do plan on working on the next chapter here soon. But first I want to do this series to help you guys get your comic going. But yeah, you can read it there. There you go.